From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2192, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, November 6th, 2019. An encouraging update about the long-awaited 3 Yankee 0 India Bouvet Island de-expedition.
Bouvet is back. The 3Y0I de-expedition that suffered a last-minute cancellation from storm damage just as its vessel came within sight of the island is preparing for a second venture out. The team announced on its website that they're making plans and actively raising funds and are hopeful that the $170,000 price tag they need can be reached to give the de-expedition a second chance. The team said it needs only half that budget and is hoping to raise $85,000 in US dollars using the GoFundMe website. The de-expedition isn't just about getting a coveted DX in the log, however. The team writes that members have been in contact with the Norwegian Polar Institute, the organization that monitors and protects the island and intends to collect scientific information as well to pass on to the institute. The GoFundMe contributions have already started coming in, and hams are showing their generosity. But, as with the seagoing trip itself, there is still some distance to go. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ralph Squillace, KK6 ITB.
Another de-expedition, this one on Pitcairn Island, has wound down, but not before leaving lessons with one group of youngsters in California.
The Pitcairn Island de-expeditioners are stirring the waters and the airwaves of the South Pacific, including during the CQ Worldwide SSB contest. The most eager pileup, calling VP6R, was perhaps assembled in Fontana, California, where third graders at the Dorothy Grant Elementary School, K6DGE, successfully got through in the days before the contest even got underway. The team reported that they had fun chatting with the youngsters and answering their questions. Teacher Beverly Matheson, WA6BK, had prepared the students with some history and geography lessons about the island and gave them the basics of radio communication protocol. The school has had the club since 2012, and its logbook is no stranger to going the distance. Over the years, students have made contact with Hungary, Argentina, and even the Falkland Islands. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jack Parker, W8ISH.
So, you think the big deal at homecoming is football? Well, the International Space Station has that sport beat by not just a mile, but more than 200.
October is a time for college campus homecomings, so leave it to amateur radio operators to organize a very different kind of homecoming. At the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, New York, the hosting committee is comprised of cadets in the Academy's ham radio club, W2KGY. On the other end of the contact was NA1SS Colonel Drew Morgan, a 1998 West Point graduate who was some 250 miles above Earth in his alma mater aboard the International Space Station. Their 10-minute contact on October 19th had been planned since this past summer, even before Drew left the launch pad, heading towards the ISS. It marked the second time the Academy's club has had a QSO with the ISS. While the precious window for radio communications remained open, the cadets inside the shack at Bartlett Hall got busy asking questions about the space program and the ISS. One instructor sought any advice the astronaut might have for any candidate who might aspire to follow him into space one day. The communications window closed soon after, but you can hear and see the QSO by visiting the West Point U.S. Military Academy page on Facebook. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB, Jack Parker, W8ISH, Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.